Hello and welcome into this lunar eclipse video. This call that we are receiving right now to wake up. This being forced to go into our hearts that are needing to be cracked open for us to awaken, for us to remember what it means to be human, that you and I and everyone on this planet are interconnected by this brilliant net of light. This cosmic web that is surrounding and holding all of us at this time, all over our planet and into the cosmos, into the universe. What is happening right now? The United States and Israel attacking illegally Iran is not without reason. And what is happening in your life, in my life, is not without reason either. Let astrology be the guide for you right now to understand what is happening and why. And then it becomes a choice. Will we actually look at this deeper question of why? Look within ourselves and move closer to it. This journey of returning to wholeness by witnessing ourselves and our collective human experience as this eclipse cycle, we are tying up the loose ends of the past 2,000 years. I hope that you will tune in with me into this video, but also this illumination that is being brought to us at this lunar eclipse in Virgo on March 3rd, 4th, depending on where you live in the world. If you are new to my channel, my name is Chrissy Whistler. I am a soul level evolutionary astrologer, and if you couldn't tell, it's not just about reading the astrology. This is also about working with the energies, integrating these parts of ourselves so we can return back to wholeness. This is doing the healing work, and that is what I offer in my astrology readings, as well as my quantum healing and intuitive channelings. So if you're interested in any of that, to understand yourself at a soul level, please go to my website, chrissywhistler.com. If you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Please share it. Please subscribe. Every little bit that you do helps me tremendously to connect with others who are similar to you and who are looking for something else out there besides doom and gloom or love and light bullshit. Let's bury our heads in the sand and not take accountability for our part in what is happening right now. And wow, a lot is happening. I'm filming this for you on February 28th, about 1 p.m. Pacific time. And I'm saying that because a lot's happening, and please understand, I'm not going to be speaking to everything. I'm going to try to weave with you world events, but also personal events, personal experiences, because at that personal level, this is where we have our sovereignty. This is where we can step into our power and make change, as opposed to rogue world leaders who are doing whatever the heck they want with our taxpayer money that is going to the killing of children going to school. Certainly not something that I gave consent to. So, a lot to cover, so much that's happening. Now, I did a short energy update video for earlier this week, and I said that it was going to be a very hot week. And it's no surprise that I'm filming this eclipse video a little bit later than I wanted to, kind of more crunch time with my availability. But I knew that it wasn't time yet. Like, there was a piece that was missing that I knew I needed to speak to. And of course, when I woke up this morning on February 28th, like so many other Americans and so many people in the world, woke up to this news that the United States and Israel bombed and attacked Iran. And of course, in doing so, this sparked numerous retaliation strikes, not just to Israel and U.S. properties, but to the surrounding countries as well. And of course, the Strait of Hormuz has even been closed, so 20% of oil for the world is now shut off. So this is going to have some huge global economic shifts. Just clearing that in my throat. It's still there. There's this push that's coming to silence our voices, the voices of the people. This is part of the highlight at the solar eclipse that we just had on February 17th. My mind is swimming with dates right now. February 17th, 28 degrees of Aquarius. And this was in a square to Uranus in Taurus, as Uranus completes this transit of Taurus. So everything to do with economics, with resources, with money, agricultural as well, that something was going to happen. Now this week, Mars has been moving up through Aquarius and is in a square to that same Uranus on Friday. Today, on Saturday, Uranus is now at the exact degrees of that solar eclipse that we just had. And as I said in that short video, whenever we have these hard aspects between Mars and Uranus, this is when we can have real sudden and violent eruptions. Now, with this Aquarian Uranian energy, though, this is also very revolutionary. This pushing for freedom. So it's no surprise that those in power wanted to use this energy for their gain. This is not about nuclear weapons. This is about land. This is about resources. This is about money, power, control. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens next. Because as I said, the solar eclipse video, this is on the United States moon. Our moon, which is the people. the people of the United States rising up. We will see what transpires, but this is not something the people are wanting. The people actually want affordable housing, affordable food, healthcare, cost of living. This is all that Uranus and Taurus, that square energy. That is what the people are wanting. And instead of receiving validation for our experiences and our needs and our desires, this administration has instead been gaslighting us, saying that there is no affordability crisis, no housing crisis. This is all some far leftist misinformation. This is gaslighting the American people. So I do not expect our people here, as well as people in the world too, to take this lying down. There is a hornet's nest that has just been kicked, and there's no deep understanding of what comes next. I really feel it's like that toddler energy. A toddler just wants what it wants because it's like, this is mine, I'm just gonna take it. And doesn't, of course, yet understand the repercussions of that desire or of that wants. I mean, that's part of our job as parents, is to teach them, to witness them in that toddler-like desires. It's a totally normal thing for toddlers to feel that. And yet it is our responsibility to teach them. So we have at the helm someone who very much is a toddler and is going to be taught a lesson by the people. So yes, big energies. I'm just looking at my notes to see if there's something else for me to add. Yeah, this eclipse that we just had, the solar eclipse, is introducing what this Aquarian energy means. It's introducing the Aquarius age. And there is this choice that humanity, our human consciousness, Uranus, Aquarius, we're being faced with. Will we go into the group mind, the hive mind consciousness, like the Nazis did, to just, again, disassociate, push the button that just the machine then causes a bunch of people to die, like we saw with the gas chambers, right? This dehumanization, this disassociation of what it means that you are a human being and then other people who are different from you are human beings. There's that choice, or there is this choice to go into a more humanitarian energy. Grassroots, the power of the people rising up against these broken Capricorn government systems and structures. The shit that isn't working, to rise up and to make it better, to experiment. This revolutionary, restless energy. We're not going to stay stuck in that steel box anymore. So we're really feeling this introduction right now very, very strongly. What I also find very beautiful, not to say that this moment is beautiful, this is not, but I meant beautiful as that higher divine, capital B, beautiful, is this happened, this attack, right as Venus was conjunct Mercury in Pisces. Mercury is now retrograde. So this is also going to start leading us into the coming lunar eclipse, which Mercury rules. There is this opportunity now to come back into discernment. Come back into our hearts. Venus in Pisces. I started this video saying that we are having this experience of our hearts being cracked open. That is the phenomenon of Pisces, of Neptune. These things that are happening that are outside of our control, you, me, we do not have control over if that missile button is going to get pushed or not. That's beyond us. Our hearts being cracked open in order to remember what it means to be human. That we are all one. My breath is your breath. And it's these experiences that are devastating. Deep loss. That's Pisces. And I don't know about you, but when I read in the news that a school for young children, young girls, was bombed, and there are reports of 50, 60 children who have died. Their backpacks being pulled from the rubble. That cracks my heart open. Because I have children, and that could have been my children. That could have been your children. And that was somebody else's children. Their little girls. That is the experience of Pisces, and our hearts being cracked open. And we are being asked this question, is this okay? Is it okay to stay silent and to allow these tragedies to happen? Or is it time to stand into our power and to say no? No more. I'm using what is happening in our world right now as one story. And yet, this theme is rippling out in our lives in very unique and individual different ways. It is always going to be dependent on what you need to receive at any moment in time. So as I speak, don't just lock in that I'm speaking about Iran and the United States and Israel. Open yourself to going deeper with what it is that I'm going to be speaking about here. We are culminating 2,000 years of being in the Pisces age. So just even think back what was happening 2,000 years ago. You know, we'd given these teachings from Jesus, this Christ consciousness energy, this deep love for the earth, for our neighbor, for those who are different from ourselves. Love thy neighbor. And what did Jesus do? His actions. He would go into those temples and he would flip the tables when he saw the corruption. The question we are being asked: did you learn the lesson? Did you learn these teachings? Do you love your neighbor? And it's quite easy to look at the news and to see that truth is that no, as a collective humanity, we have not yet learned this lesson. Goodness. The moon's north node moving through Pisces is asking us to remember that. Remember those lessons. To come back into our heart. That journey of surrender into faith. The surrender into God, Goddess, Source. This divine heart, this divine love of charity and compassion, and not intolerance. This lunar eclipse that we have on March 3rd is conjunct the asteroid Lucifer. There is no surprise that we are seeing a heightened increase of intolerance, because that is what these energies are. And this lunar eclipse is illuminating this past story, the south node that still exists, that is still alive inside each of us and inside our collective human story. This is why I say it's no surprise that the US, Israel, and Iran are in this escalated dance, this war. This is mirroring 2,000 years of the distorted Pisces, Virgo energy. This not seeing the other people as human beings, because they are other religion, other colored skin from our own, other beliefs, other cultures. We have been raised within this 2,000 years, but most especially since about 1,000 years ago, this going back into the medieval ages where our mind, science was demonized. Discernment, Virgo. Our discernment abilities were demonized, and this is part of what's being illuminated. It's not just intolerance that Lucifer is bringing in, this energy of the closer we get to God, the more evil comes through. That's Lucifer. Lower octave Lucifer is bringing in that intolerance to those who are not pure like us. Okay, that's some of that energy. You are impure. You are not good enough. This checklist of what perfection means. You are not a man. You are in a woman's body. There is an intolerance of any of those energies, any of those ideas and themes. We can also be feeling a great amount of shame. That might have been one of my kids falling off their bed. Maybe not. We can be feeling shame or deep guilt, deep conditioned shame, deep conditioned guilt because we are not good enough. This is part of that distortion of the Pisces Virgo energy. This also has to do with being in relationships where we have been taught that you need to put up with your abuser because you love them and you're married to them, therefore you must put up with that abuse. Or they're your father or your mother, so therefore you must love them even though they abuse you. This is some of these dynamics that are really coming through. So see how it's manifesting in your life, because it will be different. It will be what you need to see and you need to experience. But oh boy, you better believe we are going into the past. We are going into those areas of our greatest shame, our greatest guilt, or our greatest intolerance. So see what is being illuminated for you. What do you need to see that is actually preventing you from coming into your heart, into this deep connection with God, Goddess, Source, coming into this Christ consciousness energy? What are you holding on to that is preventing that? And we all have that to some degree. You are worthy of this greater divine love. You are worthy. That's that Virgo energy, South Node Virgo, Lucifer, that voice that is telling you you are not worthy. You are impure. You have sinned. Letting those go, witnessing them, seeing that they don't exist anymore. They're not real. Letting it go. And that coming back into this deeper divine connection with your heart. There's a real opportunity to be able to discern, to see through that fog machine, the rose-tinted glasses that prevented you from seeing the truth. That's Mercury retrograde in Pisces, Mercury ruling that South Node in Virgo, that full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo. We can see it for what it is. So really honor your discernment, however it's showing up for you right now. Honor it. Validate it. Listen to it. As well as what's happening in your personal life, know that this is an illumination of deep trauma, of these experiences that have been happening, as I said, for 2,000 years. So that shame and guilt you're feeling can feel extra heavy, extra sticky. If it feels like you can't move through it, like you know what I mean. And, actually let me know in the comments below if you're having some experience like that coming up in your life. This heavy, thick, repressive energy. If you're feeling that, know that this is going back deep, very deep. The shame and the guilt, the intolerance, for example, that you might be feeling, quite old, because we are needing to culminate this 2,000 years. But we have to see the truth. Virgo, Mercury, the discernment of truth for what it actually is. We have to see that before we can move into this new future. This seed that was planted at this Aquarius solar eclipse, which is, again, as I said, introducing this Aquarian age. But you can't skip and jump to the next thing. You got to finish what is in front of you right now and what you and I, our world, our countries, need to see. And this is why we're having such explosions, such violence erupting right now. There is a need to see these old hidden truths that has been sitting within our collective human consciousness. We have to meet it head on. If we're going to heal this trauma, we have to witness it. We have to see it. This is that invitation. So yes, right now, like there is this so much is bringing us into our wisdom. This north node at 8 degrees of Pisces, the sun at 12 degrees Pisces is right there with Pallas Athena, this lady justice warrior energy that she holds, this intuitive wisdom that, again, as we go into that past, we see what we need to see, this illumination to tie up those loose ends. This is slingshotting us into the future, and this wisdom that we hold that is coming from our heart of hearts, that is coming from this greater divine essence and how we are all connected together. Black Moon Lilith is also right now square to the moon's node. So there has been, of course, this oppression and repression of the divine feminine, her true, full power. So there is this real chance that, again, going into that past is actually waking us up into this deeper truth of our wholeness, coming back into this alignment of balance, of natural law, natural time, this healing of the divine feminine and healing of the divine masculine, and not the distorted bullshit that we're seeing playing out on the world stage right now. And within our own individual lives. So really see within yourself, where is that imbalance? To shine a light there, to honor all of who you are and not just what society, our cultures for the past 2,000 years has said, this is the way to do it. This monocropping of what goodness is. This is a chance to return to true goodness and the depth of what it is. Again, as we do this, this is really bringing us into this ability to be wizards. You know, like this, yes, a lot of astrologers are saying war is on the table because of Neptune and Aries, Uranus going back into Gemini, all of that divisionism. Yes, Aquarius, Pluto in Aquarius, yep, that's on board too. We have these warlike energies, but it doesn't have to be that way, the way it has been in the past. This is bringing us into something completely new. If we are willing to surrender, to go into our hearts, to return and to wake up this feminine energy, this Kali energy that exists within all of us. The divine mother waking up, but not just the soft mother who's going to hold you as you cry. This is the divine mother who anchors in and who says, hell no, not on my watch. You will not harm my children any longer. She is what is stirring in each of us right now. This is also, again, like this isn't just about war. This is coming into this righteous wrath of the divine feminine, the divine mother. We have Chiron and Eris and Ceres, all at 24, 25 degrees of Aries. This is not the time to go home and to be quiet and to be the homemaker. This is the time for the empath spiritual warriors to rise, to anchor in, and to say no more. Can you just feel her energy? Like, wow, she's going to go onto that battlefield, and she is not going to let us off until we have come into this new harmony as a human species. I'm actually quite excited as I tune into that energy. Like, yes, this is exactly what we need and what we have been missing. So can you feel that? Can you feel that stir, that call to action, that rising into our anger and to honor it? Mars, who is ruling all those planets in Aries, is now at 0 degrees of Pisces at this lunar eclipse. This, again, this is action. This is being that protector and that warrior, but it is tuning back into God, into the source, because we are part of that source. You and I are one, and that's where this initiation is coming from, bringing us back into our hearts. We also have on March 10th and 11th, Jupiter, who is at 15 degrees of Cancer, will be stationing direct. So clearing that energy. Now, that energy of Jupiter is really going to be expanding. You know, Jupiter expands. It's bringing a microphone, a magnifying glass to this energy of the home and family, of emotional intelligence, which our society and cultures does not have and does not honor. Now, this Jupiter is in a trine to the Sun, to Mercury right now at that Pisces. So this discernment is actually what's going to be bringing us back into this, what is emotional safety, and taking us into that. This is part of that process. So just know that this is a time where there's stuff that's going to be happening on the world stage. Don't discount that. Do not spiritually bypass it. This is going to take us to rise up into our power and to be the defenders and protectors. Okay, it's not being consumed in fear of what is happening. This is also knowing when to rise, when to stand, when to act. Also, when to build for the future. This is part of what we're being initiated into right now, is a spiritual mastery, Neptune and Saturn. But Jupiter in Cancer is saying the healing is going to happen from the inside out. This journey into Pisces, into God, happens from the inside out, from your feelings. Allow your feelings to direct you going forward. Reparenting is going to be very, very heightened around this lunar eclipse, and as I said, into mid-March as Jupiter stations direct. All right, I think I've covered a bunch of the big themes. Anyway, so just know that I'm really weaving in so many of the different dwarf planets as well. Like this truly is going beyond a single moment in time. This is taking us into the more multi-dimensional realms of our reality. This is bringing us back into this question of what it means to be a human being, what it means to feel, to be guided by your heart, to see those across from you, across the aisle, across the pond, across the oceans, that they are human, just like you. This is a time of boots on the ground in our inner lives and the larger world stage. We have to sit beside these truths that we do not want to see. And my goodness, this lunar eclipse is going to be illuminating a lot of shit we do not want to see. Old shames, old guilts, old beliefs that we're not worthy enough. These people are impure, so they do not deserve to exist or deserve to be a human. We need to see where this is within each of us, because that is where our power lies. That is the journey of sovereignty and into the spiritual mastery, and claiming back this power which greater forces who have had control of our world said we did not have. This is about bypassing the middleman and going direct to God, Goddess, Source. You can, because you are part of that. You are God. I am God. We don't need the priest or the books, the prophets, the gurus to translate that. We can go directly into our hearts and connect to God, Goddess, direct. So what is shedding from you these heavy cloaks, these heavy beliefs that have told you you could not do that you are not worthy enough to do this, that you are not worthy enough to stand in your power and to shine with all of who you are. See what surfaces, what is being illuminated for you right now as we tie up these last ends, these last loose threads of the Pisces age. Not skipping and jumping into the future, but doing the hard work right now to sit and to discern truth within yourself and within the greater world. Let me know how you are getting on and how you are moving through and surviving this moment in time. Again, if you are needing support, please reach out. You can have an astrology birth chart reading to understand how these eclipses are affecting you personally. Or as I said, well, intuitive readings are available. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Please share this with your friends, and please subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. Thank you all so much for being here, for doing your part and anchoring into your hearts and calling in the future that we are here to build and to create together, and not the bullshit of the past medieval age. Like, we've done that, we're not going back. So thank you for being here with me and anchoring in that new future and that new dream that we're building. I will see you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.